Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something very special. I'm sitting down with my dear friend Molly Miller, and she's gonna walk us through the 5 songs that made her a better guitarist.
Sisters at a Tharp was like the baller that I was like, damn, she is my lady. We get in this guitar world where it's like fast, more, louder, better, go. Cale, I'm like, that's the epitome of cool. Right?
So let's get right into number 1, Wipeout by the Surfaris.
My attachment to the song is my guitar teacher taught it to me for my 5th grade talent show. I was playing with my siblings. This was the first like solo guitar performance where I felt cool playing the guitar. It all goes back to Wipeout.
Let's try to jam it a little bit. Part of the journey here today is you're gonna be kind of showing me loosely what's happening and
Yeah.
we're gonna go with the flow.
Cool. Okay, and the main riff, it's a blues. It's in C. The riff always starts on the 5 of whatever chord you're on. So for example, it's in the key of C, but you start on a G note. You're targeting, right?
The chord
You're
tones.
using some chromaticism and some chord tones to hit the root. So,
Dr. Molly Miller, ladies and gentlemen.
thank you. I studied guitar. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sweet.
Okay, I didn't know we were gonna trade off.
Good thing you're quick.
So I'm curious, you know, a lot of surf tunes are kind of like a rite of passage for a lot of guitar players, but I also feel like it's an entry point for tone.
Yeah.
Because of reverb. When you heard this song and you were playing it, was that like registering for you?
It took me a while to figure out my tone because there's so much to it. I used to play like rock bands with friends, but I think for drive I would just push drive on my Fender amp. My Fender Deluxe 112 solid state amp. Trash. Sorry. I love Fender amps, but not that one.
Now, Molly, walk us through how you got from Wipeout to our next track, which is Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix.
I got a new guitar teacher. He showed me Purple Haze. And I had just gotten a black Strat because I loved Blink-182.
Wait, this just in? I think we have a black Strat. Can we get a black Strat?
This
here?
was not planned.
Yeah.
I love you, Gibson, but I'm gonna switch for this tune. The coolness factor of guitar just like exploded exponentially in my head.
Yeah.
That was my obsession, was Hendrix.
And the thing that I find challenging about learning Hendrix tunes is some of them are in E flat.
Yes.
Some of them aren't, and also his unorthodox, you know, playing style with the thumb. So, and you are doing the thumb. Is
For
that
sure.
Would you do that normally, or just when you're playing a Hendrix tune?
I do that sometimes. It's a different sound. You know, like this chord?
It is. Yeah. Because you're leaving out. Right. You're leaving out the 5th. Right?
Yeah.
It thins it up a little bit. So, should we try to jam it a little bit?
Let's jam it.
Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Right? Where's my...
Yeah, right. Well, I feel like for a lot of guitar players with learning Hendrix, it's kind of you learn your own version of that Hendrix tune.
Yes, which I think I did.
Especially like pre-internet. You know, whether or not we're like playing this exactly how Hendrix played it, that's not really the point of this video. It's about the impact that it had on you.
There's some footage of me playing Hendrix and like my hair in a high pony and like flipping around. And it's funny because like that I think was like more true to self, because then I went through my jazz era where I thought you were supposed to stand still. And so then I was like, don't move on stage, you have to be really cool and sad.
That's jazz.
Well, that's actually what we have next, right?
Yes.
Is Grant Green. So let's switch guitars
Okay, let's
and
go
we'll
back.
get into Grant Green. All right, we're back. This isn't exactly a jazz guitar, but I do like to play jazz on it.
Yeah.
You pretty much play jazz on your 335. This
For
one
sure.
or your brown one?
My brown one's like my baby. That
Yeah.
was my high school guitar. That is still my guitar soulmate. Also, like you go back to these like notions about what a guitar is supposed to be like. It's semi-hollow, so it's for jazz. But now it's like, no. Like you can play soul and blues and whatever on this. On my telly you can play jazz. You can jazz anywhere. Grant Green was my, I say like gateway drug into jazz guitar because it felt so conversational. The way he played it, it felt so tangible. I felt like he was telling me a story.
So this track specifically is 2 for 1 by Grant Green, which I've actually never listened to. So could we listen to it real
Let's
quick?
listen to it.
All right, so we just checked it out. It's a contrafact,
Yes.
if you will, on the Miles Davis song So What. So, can you show us the melody a little bit?
Yeah, it's Dorian, but there's like almost melodic minor moments, but it's also just half steps. It's just jazz.
Right.
And it's like outline, it's really like emphasizing the 6, which is that Dorian sound, minor 6.
Right.
A sound
Right,
I love
nice.
that like comes into my life multiple times. I feel like, yeah, jazz language.
Yeah.
The 6 again. Yeah, it's all
Wow.
like that,
Great line.
emphasizing that 6.
Yeah.
Isn't that a sweet little lick?
It's pretty fun to play, I gotta
Yeah.
say. What's next?
Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I was doing a lecture recital on the pioneering women of the guitar.
Yeah.
So it was like Memphis Minnie, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Maybelle Carter, and Mary Osborne. But Sister Rosetta Tharpe was like the baller that I was like, damn,
Yeah.
she is my lady. She was the next like big guitar moment for me. She's jazz, she's rock and roll, she's blues and country, but also just that she's like this fearless guitar goddess.
We have a clip, so can we watch
watch
it
it.
together?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she's the queen.
SG with 3 humbuckers, love it.
Yes, and she's tuned down to C sharp standard, which is cool.
You know.
The best. It's so melody driven, and then there's obviously some hot licks with like a ton of chromaticism and bends, and she does like the windmill in this one, which I think Pete Townsend is credited.
But
it's
she
her.
did it
Yeah,
first.
she was like freaking like waving her arm around long before. She uses so much chromaticism. So want to check out the solo?
Yeah.
You know, she outlines the changes too. So that's why it's like this like jazz, rock and roll, country, blues thing. And it's so shape oriented. It's so like cagey, honestly. It's like all right here. You know, yeah.
Wow.
So it's like very chromatic,
Yeah.
very shape oriented, very melodic, and also rock and roll.
After midnight, we're gonna let it all.
You know, I think sometimes we get in this guitar world where it's like fast, more, louder, better, go. JJ Cale, I'm like, oh, that's the epitome of cool.
Can we listen to a little bit
Let's
of it?
do it.
Here's the solo, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I'm trying to figure what that tone is. Is that just like...
It sounds like a direct
It's
guitar
direct,
almost.
right?
I don't know if it is, but it sounds direct. The tone's not killing. But those acoustic guitars in the background sound great, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
That's acoustic, right? Yeah.
it's a vibe. It's clearly a choice.
Vibe.
Very intentional choice. It's almost like this is the antithesis of all the Hendrix stuff that we listen to and where it's all about tone and
Shredding.
yeah, he needed to add a vibe to the track, not a solo.
Yeah, playing with Jen and Jay too. It's not about how fast you're playing and sick your licks are. It's just like going back to like something about not having to prove anything. And I think like
That's
Jay,
a good example of that.
Yeah, where like because he can do a lot more stuff. Like listen to other tracks of his, and it's like he's shredding more. He's doing more stuff. And I think as guitarists and maybe just as humans, like we fight with the ego. Every moment shouldn't be about like how amazing you are at guitar, but like what serves the song.
Right, right.
And then the 5.
When I asked you to think about these 5 songs to make you pick only 5,
Yeah.
is it about artistry? Is it about technique? Is it about tone? Is it about everything?
There are technique things that I learned from all of them. You know, like Hendrix got me into like a different level of soloing, Grant Green into jazz vocabulary, Sisters at a Tharp, so many of those lines are now in me. And all of them, like all these guitar moments I feel like are a part of my voice. The most important thing with music is to be inspired by it. Because it doesn't matter how amazing you are at the guitar if it's not inspired.
Do you still learn songs today, would you
For
say?
sure,
Yeah.
all the time. An essential part of my sanity is not doing music just for work. Every time I like practice, I start by just picking my guitar up and like playing without any intention behind it initially.
Yeah.
Because that I feel like makes me a better guitar player than anything else is like the time like playing with my instrument versus practicing.
But you've also, on the other hand, put in countless hours
sure.
of the practice, the heavy, serious practicing
Yeah.
and all that. So what percentage would you say between like learning songs versus practicing, you know, having a regimented like scales, arpeggios, and all that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's funny, like I don't shed arpeggios and scales anymore. I mean, I spent a lot of time in college doing that, but I feel like I did it the wrong way.
What was the wrong way?
Okay, I got to do my major scales. So, okay, what's the next shape? Oh, like just like shedding it instead of like apply it to music. Like the application part is essential because that's how you make sense of it. And it's not just this like, it's like do something with it.
Have a track going behind you or...
Yeah, like play
Right.
with it. Just like even without a track, just like, okay, what is G major 7? It's not this, that's a scale. I had to learn the scale
Right.
in order to be like, G major is this.
Right.
That's beautiful. It all just depends on the moment, but for me it is just like the essential is playing guitar.
We've gone through all these songs now, and last question, if you could go back and talk to yourself, what's a piece of advice you would give her?
Just do one thing at a time and enjoy that one thing, then move to the next thing.
Like sit with a song longer than you might have before.
Before you like move to the next scale, the next song, the next whatever, like just like juice it, hang out with this, make sense of it, explore it. Like the exploration process, because I think now is even worse than when we were younger, of like you got to move to the next thing.
All right, fantastic. Well, this has been a beautiful journey, learning more about your process, and thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Karl.
Yeah. So everybody that's watching, you know, let us know in the comments what your 5 songs that made you a better guitarist, and also let us know who you would like to be on the couch next. What is another guitarist that you'd like to hear these same kind of stories from? So be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.